Welcome to SFA All Access. Today we'll be talking about the organization LULAC. Stay tuned to SFA All Access to learn more. Welcome to SFA All Access. Today we're going to be talking about the League of United Latin American Citizens. LULAC is an organization here at SFA that advocates for Latin American rights. Here we have Genesis Pedraza, who's a senior at SFA and the vice president of LULAC, and she's going to be teaching us a little bit more about how LULAC works and what's it about. Hi Genesis, how are you today?
I'm good today. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to come and talk about LULAC.
Well, thank you for coming. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So what's LULAC's purpose and when was it founded here at SFA?
Well, LULAC was founded here at SFA in 2016, around the time of the 2016 elections. We know that was a very divisive period for a campus like SFA. So LULAC was founded to create a sort of safe space for pretty much anybody and everybody who felt like their needs were not being met in the political climate of that time.
Okay, and then so the election, did it um, let's say, did it inspire y'all to create the organization here? Were you one of the founding members?
Yeah, it definitely inspired our founding members to create the organization here because they had gone through some personal things that really changed their view on the way that um, minorities see politics. And we realized that it was really important to make sure that everybody is involved in policymaking processes.
And just felt like safe in an
Yes.
environment.
Hmm.
Makes sense. So what exactly do you do as vice president?
So, as vice president, not only am I second in command to the president, but I am also in charge of overseeing all of the different chairs and committees in our organization, making sure everything runs smoothly, such as fundraisers, philanthropy events, and socials.
Okay, and then how many chairs do y'all have? Does everybody kind of have their own little job to work with in the organization?
Yes, we have about 7 chairs, give or take. And these chairs include merchandising committee, they include the philanthropy committee, fundraising committee, as well as socials.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's great. And I know y'all advocate mostly for Latin American rights. Do y'all try to advocate for other minority groups? Are y'all involved in those as well?
Yeah, so LULAC's mission is very focused on giving minorities the opportunity to advance in educational attainment, housing, health, uh, political influence, and all sorts of things like that. And the minorities in those cases are not only Latin Americans, but other other races, other cultures, as well as other underprivileged communities.
Would y'all say that this organization here on campus has helped out the community here in Nacogdoches? Do you think that it's inspired the people to create their own kind of organization that's around the same thing? Because I know this is like a national kind of organization too.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that not only has LULAC made a change in SFA and the way that um, people kind of find their community with us, but it has definitely made a change locally around Nacogdoches because we often go out and do events like the big event and MLK Day of Service, and we just really believe that it's important to give back to our community, and we do it every opportunity that we get. Um, yeah, we love to give back to the community in every way that we can. We host fundraisers. For example, we teamed up with another school organization called ASO, and we had a fundraiser for this organization called Beauty to the Streets. And it is a Black owned organization who collects donations of any type, money or sanitary products for homeless people in Skid Row.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm glad. And has like all of that work just inspired you as an individual, like with everything going on besides like your schoolwork and life?
Yeah, it definitely has. Before LULAC, I was not very interested or not very inclined to participate politically. I didn't really know how much of a voice one person could have, but I feel like LULAC definitely encourages everybody to find their voice in this country, in their community, in their local community, as well as, the bigger picture.
Okay, that's pretty great. I really like how y'all go out of y'all's way to also help other minority groups and y'all are really trying to be involved in the community. What would you say to somebody who's like trying to join the organization?
Oh, well, it's very easy to join. We welcome everybody. We love having as many people in our organization as possible. Throughout our time here at SFA, we have seen a very diverse group of students, and it has just everybody shows up and kind of gets along for the most part, and it's great to have that sense of community just built through one small organization.
Okay, well, stay with us after the break and we'll be talking about different events that LULAC holds during the semester. Welcome back to SFA All Access. We have Genesis Pedraza, who is the Vice President of LULAC, and we're going to be diving into some of the things that LULAC does around campus. So, I know we already talked a little bit about the events and fundraisers that y'all hold. Are there any specific ones that y'all have done recently or anything that like y'all kind of have just coming up?
Yeah, we've had a few this semester that we are very proud of. We had an event on Valentine's Day called To Immigrants with Love, and we basically encouraged as many people as possible to write a quick postcard to our immigrant community from, across the whole country. And a lot of people came out and supported that. We also have had a Mercado event with Ola, and in this event, there were many other organizations that came out and tabled, and it was just a very good opportunity for all of us to get to know each other and for our network to grow within our organizations.
Okay, and like what goes behind the thought process of coming up with these events?
Well, we really like to involve as many members of the council as possible into planning events like this. So usually we'll have our meetings and we'll discuss, okay, this month we need to have X amount number of fundraisers or socials or tabling events. And then we bring them a few ideas that have to do with our purpose, such as educational attainment, health, um, and political influence in our community. So we bring those to our members, and we kind of all vote on them, and we we take a minute to analyze what we're really passionate about.
Okay, I think that's a great way to get everybody involved and have it just be like a group thought process instead of just like the four people who are in charge to come up with something.
Yes, for sure. I think the more that every member of the council is involved, the more eager they are to be a part of the council because they know that their say means something to us.
Okay, and as a council, have y'all ever gone anywhere together? I know that LULAC again is like a national organization. Have y'all ever done anything for nationals or?
Yeah, we have had a few national events. There is actually this big event that happens at the beginning of the year. It's called Emerge, where a bunch of our members go to Washington, D.C., and they have conversations with policymakers there in the Senate, in the House of Representatives. And it's a very good opportunity, not only for people to connect with the our lawmakers and the people who are basically in charge of everything that goes on, but for our members to feel like they have a voice in policy making, a voice in our, how this country is ran. And otherwise, I feel like a lot of people don't know that their voice really does matter. So having events like that really can be empowering.
That's, completely inspirational, like completely understanding. When going to like the Emerge, would you say it's like a two-way street? You kind of like, do you get one-on-one interactions with these politicians? Like what goes on like specifically? Like what would a day be in Emerge?
Yeah, so Emerge would consist of meetings during the day, kind of running down on different policies that affect our Latino communities, policies that are still to be put in place. And then there is also a chunk of time that is dedicated to walking around the House of Representatives and kind of seeing who you can meet and trying to network with as many people as possible, as well as at the end of the day, there is a gala and everybody can network with different councils from around the country. Yeah.
And kind of see
We
just
actually have won Council of the Year at for 2 years in a row. And one of our old council presidents was Woman of the Year for LULAC.
wow. Was that how did that affect like the council here at SFA? Just coming back from like Emerge and seeing that y'all came back with 2 years in a row, Woman of the Year for the same president. How did that affect anything here? Did anything happen here at SFA?
Yeah, honestly, after we won that first time, our council grew enormously. We had a council of about 70 members, and we were just all so inspired to work as hard as we could. And I think that's what brought us our second win, that, the more that we did well, the more that we felt like we were really making a change. And as well as, we all came together so much more.
Okay, well, I wish your council the best in all your endeavors, and
Thank
I wish that
you.
y'all just keep growing and keep like helping out the community of Nacogdoches. Well, thank you so much, Genesis, for
Thank
talking to us
you.
today about LULAC, and thank you for tuning into SFA All Access. Stay tuned for the next episode.